There we go, fixed. Hey there, everybody. Hi, Mitsu. Hey, Sans. I mean, hi, Mackenzie? Nora? Adam? Adam Beak? That was a weird feeling. It's cool. Uh, coffee, 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 coffee. So yeah, I sound low. Hold up a minute. Let me. Any better? Test. I think it might be still too low. At least at my end it sounds kind of low, but I don't know about you guys. Better? Sweet. Okay. I'm just gonna... 2 extra notches on my audio mixer. Let me just... I'm gonna do a hard reset on that. Oh, that's not the game. It's just like... music. Okay, my bad. Turn that music down, Mega Man. Is that better? Resident Evil music is sounding different than I remember. Yeah, it's the Resident Evil Mega Man music collab. But yeah, today, given that it's just me for the time being, and that it's Resi's anniversary, I felt like playing a little bit of a Resident Evil game. Just cause. But I'm just double making sure. Hold up a minute. I knew I forgot something. Streamer bot. I gotta start making like a custom macro or something. Maybe I could do it with Python or whatever. That just like click button, and then like all the softwares that I use for streaming happen. Oh, is it the OG or the remake? Oh, the remake. I feel like playing the remake. Because I also have it like easily accessible on my Nintendo Switch. And yes, the first one, because it's just like, it was the first one. It's the one I played the most growing up, even though it was like the game, the remake and part of the PS1. I only played like, I played 1 through 4. I played 5 because one of my friends had it, so I would just go over to his place, or he would come over. And we would play the co-op version of that because it was also one of the few like Xbox / PlayStation 3 games that had like a couch co-op. Then after that I didn't play 6. I played 7, and I didn't play 8 nor 9. And the only spin-off, or like I didn't play 0 or Code Veronica, but I did play Revelations on the 3DS. I even bought it on the Switch because it's like, back when the Switch first came out, there wasn't too many games, and I found like the 2-in-1 bundle, the one that brings both Revelations cheap. I myself am playing Deadly Silence first before moving on to the remake, or moving to 0, which I'll see which one I choose when I get there. I was gonna do a bit, but I don't think my bit is quite working at the moment, so I'd rather not like waste too much time trying to force it, because I also think it's gonna be a shorter stream today than normally, just to also like give myself time to go and do some other stuff afterwards. Hello, Dork, Spunky Loser's husband, who denies that what she truly is, but she's just cute. Why do we gotta keep going? What did my laser do, man? I should do like a Jill glam. Now that there's like a hat that kind of looks like her hat from Resident Evil 1. cosmic tools as well, but I'm pretty sure that nobody here has any idea about Final Fantasy 14 post-game relic grinding. That was just my co-host, Mr. Bird. Mr. D. Killer D. What is the Final Fantasy 14? I heard about it being a critically acclaimed MMORPG with 8 expansions. Well, I know that we're in 7.4, but I don't think there's 7 expansions. I think it's closer to 6. Because unless you want to count A Realm Reborn as an expansion, because it's technically not the base game, but it's now the base game, because the original base game 1.0 has been nuked in both canon and in real life. Like in the in-game world, it did get nuked alongside everybody in it.
This. To say you.
Alright. Don't follow the stream then, Brain. Don't say I didn't warn you. But I guess
High
you
Custodian Neil now.
I guess you won't. You won't get
Personality
more
of the High Custodian Neil now.
Alright, bye, Brain. Kappa.
We can't have the barracks become your.
Commander stopped by now and then to check on how his.
You didn't say the numbers? No, you're unfollowed. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, this bit is not working, so I'm gonna just mercy kill it for now. It was something unrelated to Resident Evil or the game. I'm gonna need more coffee. Whoa. Is Eliezer the Resident Evil? Yeah, she's an evil resident in my brain. There we go. At least this is working now. Excelente. Muy bien. Alright. Oh shit. So how was your guys this weekend? Well, you know, you capture a card, but the immersion being ruined is still there for whatever reason. My brain landlord is free, and so is rent for Neil now. No, it don't work that way. Neil is not free. Why would you say she's free, man? She's so neat that she's not free. No, the Xenoblade 2 and 3 character. Stupid jokes. Is the evil free? Oh no, the evil. Yeah, the evil is just, it comes with a side of horror fries. No, Brian, you said you were on, or you were not following, so I can't show you the nil. I'll just share it with Pawn later because she's actually playing the game. You'll take two? Sure. For you, anything. It's just the display language. I was gonna be like, oh my gosh, está en español este juego. Right this. Le White? Do you want it Le White or Le Original? Also, Brandon, this is what you get for not keep messing with my laser for no reason. That game might have been here because he told me yesterday, but he's probably busy, you know. White for now. All right. We'll keep white kill. Lenguaje, audio. All right. The bigger question is, we're gonna do
Resident Evil.
I'm not gonna choose Chris. Like climbing a mountain. I like going for a hike. I like for a while. Gabe let me die as the last Pokemon in his fusion Nuzlocke. Good, but he'll still have to do like another one anyways.
Jill.
Elma? You know the funny thing about the Nil story is that Nil had to ask Elma for permission in a way.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
The Jill sandwich. Yeah, unfortunately we won't get the Jill sandwich.
Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City.
Live action shots.
There are outlandish reports of families being
Maybe
attacked
someday
by
I'll
a
play
group
the
of
original
about
one
10
again.
people. Victims were apparently eaten.
I really wish that Capcom would just also
The Bravo
sell
team was
the
sent in
original
to
versions of their
investigate.
games.
But we lost contact.
Like,
Look, Chris.
I want to play Resident Evil 2, you know, but not like
Bravo
a remake.
Team's
that
helicopter was a derelict.
Removes a lot of the stuff from the original. I'm also like a bigger fan of like the fixed camera perspective.
Save for
when it
the
comes to Resident
remaining
Evil
body
games
of Kevin.
and horrors, because I feel like it adds an extra layer to the game about the survival and stuff.
We
Chris.
continued our search for the other members.
Chris, I'm using my
And it
alternate
turned
skin
into
in Marvel vs. Capcom.
A
Chris.
nightmare.
What's with Capcom games having villains called Albert? Josefu Joestar. Oh wait, no, that's F, not J. After I finish Resident Evil remake, I definitely want to play the OG. Oh yeah, there's like a lot that's missed in the remakes. Some of it is for definitely quality of life improvements and like the better, but at the same time, I feel like some of the original's magic and horror is like lost through more action. Shooting. Doggy. I also think that like part of the reason I like these original Resident Evils is like what compounded the horror, which is seeing you know, stars and all these more military trained people just like struggling with combos. That in like the later games, they just like running around in regular clothes. And maybe some of the camp is gone, and I don't know why, but when a spooky game or spooky stuff has a little bit of camp, just make it more spooky. I don't know. Oh yeah, no, the zombie doggers are the worst thing in Resident
Chris, this
Evil,
way.
in my opinion. Chris. Gee, thanks for saving us, Wesker. Chris.
Damn it! Make for that mansion!
Dog. Who would win, military personnel trainers or zombie doggies? Enter the survival horror. With that said, I haven't really seen much about the new Resident Evil 9, but like I'm more of I don't know, the first
There are only
person
3
perspective
STARS
doesn't
members
really
left now.
hit me as hard.
Captain Wesker, Barry, and
Barry.
myself. We don't know where Chris is.
Chris is dead. I mean, Chris.
What is this place?
Dude, this year for Halloween, I should just dress
Not
up as
quite your
Wesker.
ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no. You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
What was that?
What was that noise?
Chris?
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back
Check
a
out the
long
Magnum
way.
on Barry.
All right. You two go. I'll secure this area.
Whoa.
Stay sharp.
Giant ass gun. Hey, Luigi's Mansion doors. Mario. Chris.
A dining room.
Oh my gosh. It's an ink ribbon. Whoa,
I
what
think
a
you better
mansion.
take a look at this.
It came out of
What is
nowhere.
it?
Mario, go check it out. I want it.
Blood.
You think it's Chris?
Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not Chris's.
I remember playing this on the GameCube when it like came out, and I was like, "Whoa, whoa!" You probably did that. Spin. It's galled all around the outer edges due to frequent fitting. Do I have my names? Hold up, I gotta remember knife. Oh my gosh, he's immune to knives. And that's why they should bring back Barry for Resident Evil 10. Wait a minute. And the two have run each other through the path to your destiny will open. A picture of two knights striking each other. The short sword has been thrust into the breast of one knight, while the long sword has pierced the head of the other. Barry's wearing an anti-knife vest. Alright, yeah, that's true. But he's also wearing an anti-knife skull. That's the thing. the Zombo? There's a Zombo shot? Ah, no Zombo shot. I guess I gotta... 7 Elmas is all I can spare for you. Alberto, Jack of Cards! Dwarfsker? Dwarfsker. D-knife hair gel, chill. Okay, here's a Zombo shot. Yeah. Don't mind me, Mr. Zombo. I said don't mind me, I just need the things. They're over there. Please. Oh. Yeah, there it is. There's a film belonging to Kenneth. I need a video player to see what's recorded on it. Oh. Alright. Bye, Mr. Sambo. I just gotta go tell Barry that there's Sambos in here.
Barry!
What is it?
Look out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of it! What the hell is this thing?
I
Definitely
found
not
Kenneth
a Sambo.
killed by this thing. Let's report this to Wesker.
The BSL Security Task Force Agent Rookie seeing X-Bear's zombie of a dead scientist. Oh, we gotta go back to the main room. Yeah, like, I want to imagine the guys at how fast, like, the BSL got consumed by the X. I wasted all of my bullets on that one zombie only for this cutscene to happen. I mean, yeah, Barry does commit kills.
Wesker!
Wesker!
Jill, help me look for him.
So,
Let's
would
not
we
leave
be
this
screaming
Good idea.
Wesker or Chris while looking around the mansion, Luigi's Mansion style? Chris! Heavy looking picture. I only have 4 bullets in that safe. Ooh. Rough. I mean, when it comes to survival horror games, I'm very, very much playing, like, the game. Like, I just avoid everything when I can. I tend to be very much a hoarder when it comes to resources in video games in general. Like, I'll be stacked in cash and stuff that to the point that I'm like, why? But then I play survival horror games, and that was like kind of like, I guess, where it gets compounded even more, knowing
Barry.
that there's like a limited amount of
Any
ammo.
luck, Jill?
No, nothing.
I just went down this
What's
hallway.
going on around here? I can't figure it out.
Same here.
Chris and now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay then, I'll try the door on the other side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot. It's a lockpick.
You, Master
You'd make better
Locksmith,
use of it.
would make better use of it.
Thanks. I may need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall.
Hello, my friend.
Oh, hey,
Okay.
Gabe.
Oh, some Resident Evil?
Yeah, I messaged you.
Yes, you did. I was outside. I just got back.
No biggie. An emblem of a helmet. Like, I heard they're gonna make another Resident Evil 1 remake. In which case, alright, Capcom. But, at the same time, I'm just kind of like, I'm assuming they're just gonna make it another third-person shooter over the shoulder, like Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 remakes. Where I don't know how I like that, because, you know, I feel like a lot of these games, part of the horror comes from the difficulty and the jankiness of having to play with a fixed camera angle. I think they're doing Code Veronica first. Well, I've just heard rumors about, like, what you call it, this one, but I believe that. I wouldn't be more down for like Code Veronica and those spin-offs that could use definitely more. I feel like the Resident Evil 1 game already has this remake, and they're already selling it as is. But then again, I'm also saying, like, with how many times they remake their own Resident Evil games, it could have been like Resident Evil 12 or something by now. How long until Resident Evil 2 remake happens? Portrait hangs on the wall. It's almost like it's watching you. Portrait of photographs decorate the wall. It looks like they could come to life at any moment.
I mean, everybody's watching you. You have people watching you right now.
Yeah, I guess I got people watching. It's an eerie picture of the mansion. There's nothing used.
Yeah, the people watching you in the game is Chad. Chad, what are you doing for Resident Evil?
They're the paintings. Luigi turned the Chad into paintings. Will you take the dagger? So is Chad the zombos then? No, you guys are the paintings. Like Luigi, Lasagna came in earlier to this mansion and did a good cleanup, and then everybody got trapped into paintings because EGAT is the villain all along. EGAT. I knew I could not trust the Suku Yaba Yaba. Chris. Now I feel like I should have played Chris just a little more bits, but when he's not on the screen, it's funnier. Chris. Chris. Your defensive item mode is set to manual and controller setting. You must press the left trigger to use the defensive key. Hey, there goes Steve. Happy Resident Evil anniversary, everybody.
Happy Resident Evil anniversary.
This part also, like, spooked me as a kid. I played this the first time. No. Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha. You didn't get me. Bye. Get your bait. Yeah, like, you know, I went from, like, Super Mario Sunshine and, like, Wind Waker to this. I blame Metroid Prime and my neighbors. Chad, do you have a favorite Resident Evil character? It's in this side of the hallway. Yeah, of course. Jill, stop. Jill, please. Oh. Yeah, come over here. GameCube players going from Mario Kart to horrors beyond comprehension, and Doom Yaoi for Chris and Wesker. Chris. Yeah, the doomed Yaoi of this game inspired the Doom Yuri music levels in the other games. Which is what I was gonna play as for a second, just as a gag. But I'd rather not waste time, especially given how I can really get lost in that other game. Nope. Don't push that way. Push this way, Jill. But yeah, it was like this and Eternal Darkness in the original Metroid Prime. Mostly the original Metroid Prime was the game that ended up giving me nightmares as a kid growing up, so I had to stop playing the game as soon as like it became dark outside, because if not I would have nightmares. Either Flagra, the Sheegovs, or the Metroids in like Lab Hydra in the Phendrana Drifts of the Space Pirates. Chris. You can't make
Is this your car, Chris?
No, Wesker, this is not my card.
Check under your foreskin.
What the? You can't make anything out through the darkness and fog. An oil painting in a large frame. The paint is dried and cracked. If I said in my case that game was FNAF, I feel like it would make you feel old. I mean, not that much. I have very, very, very young, like, cousins, so... I just feel like as a kid, if I played FNAF, I would also not find it scary. Granted, there is a great sense of tension before the jump scare and all this other stuff, but jump scares, like, put me to sleep. I don't find them scary.
Yeah, jump scare is not horror.
It's like a horror tactic, but it just puts me to sleep, and then, like, the speed at which the FNAF games came out also put me to sleep. I don't know. Yeah, I know, FNAF is a 2014 game, but... Wesker, I'm part of the BSSSAI. And what does that stand for, Chris?
Big.
I don't think I remember my first horror game or game that had a horror ambience. For me, it was this, like, but like the PS1 horror games, Silent Hill, you know, Dino Crisis, Parasite Eve, Resident Evil,
House of the Dead.
House of the
But I think
yeah,
that was more of an action shooter.
Yeah, but that was still like an arcade game that focused a little bit on horror.
Yeah.
I would say especially OG FNAF 1 does a good tension with its mechanics, but end result with jump scares is as good as the actual gameplay. Yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like if Fedi was just like the one game, I think I would have still like been very interested in it, because when it came out, I was, you know, as a guy who likes spooky games, I liked the simplicity of the mechanics and the tension that came with like trying to avoid the jump scare, and stuff like that. But I feel like as the series progressed, and this rather straightforward story became so utterly, insanely complex and all this other stuff that like, nah, you know, I don't know how to explain it. But I do believe that the original one had like a magic also because of how and when it came out. And more power to Scott Cawthon, and I'm very happy for his success. There's nothing that makes me happier than see like an indie guy just make it big and all this other stuff. But like the speed of it all and the convolutedness, I felt like the games were more of the same type of stuff. Freddy. Oh! It's a Zombo fan. Maybe he wants a hug. Poor Kenneth. Looks like his throat's been torn out. I thought there was an item over there. But yeah, it was also like Eternal Darkness. So it's kind of funny imagining somebody's like, my first horror game was Freddy. And I just imagined like animatronic Freddy jump scare versus me. Oh, mine was like Resident Evil. As soon as Dream Theory became a thing in FNAF, I don't know what that is. The story turned into a mess. It's kind of funny how both Resident Evil and story became weird after the fourth game. I think the story with Freddy became weird after the first game, though.
Yeah, because the first story is just, what, animatronics that kidnapped children and turn them into fuel for animatronics.
I feel that the magic of the original 50 was that you didn't really knew more about the actual underlying spooky cosmic whatever you want to call it ghost possessing animatronics type of thing. But the way that you got to learn the lore and the bits and pieces made it interesting, especially since you only got like scraps of it. That as the story went on and it became more convoluted and more otherworldly, that like, you know. But I do agree that like the Resident Evil stories also started becoming way convoluted after the fact. It's kind of why I like Dead Space, but that also felt like that after the third game. But you know, Dead Space 3 just kind of got screwed.
Heavily.
Sorry, I was hitting the bong. There's some herbs, the green herbs here. The 5th game for FNAF. There's 5? That's Soul Juice?
There's more than 5. There's a lot more than 5.
How many games? And the one for RE had
in total,
Chris, Punch a Boulder. Chris. The Resident Evil 2 remake changes a lot of things that it becomes now a new timeline afterwards. Gosh.
There are 10 Five Nights at Freddy games.
But there's how many?
10 or 11, if I made the math correctly.
But they're not like, oh, this is a Freddy spin-off that's made by the same guy. Right?
No, they're all follow-ups. From 1 to 5 is basically the same game, I think.
Wow.
Then I think it's on... No, from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's basically the same game. 6, 7... No, 6, 7... All 8 first games are the same one, and then on 2021 they did an... like a horror adventure escape one.
I mean, it's just the fact that there's more than 4 Freddy games.
Well, it's because from 2014 to 2019...
FNAF's 1 to 6 is by Scott, the rest are by Steel Wool. Security Breach?
2, 3...
What? Alright.
Security Breach is the one that it was like a horror escape.
Okay. You know... I only know Freddy 1.
Yeah, so it was like... On 2014, he released 2. On 15, he released 2. We got Five Nights. And then from there, from 2016 to 2019...
Oh, look at the Zombo on the mirror.
Ooh, Zombo. From 16 to 19, there was a release of Five Nights at Freddy a year. And then since then has been every 2 years a new Five Nights at Freddy game.
Wow. Oh, I guess
so basically like Pokemon.
Yeah, basically. And not to mention movies and shit. Which I still find it funny that Mike Stoklasa of Red Letter Media fame watched the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and 2 movies. I won't get over that. Ammo.
I saw the first one because I love the Shaggy actor.
No, I don't care. Like
I'm not
even watching the Sonic movies. I watched the first one in the theater when it came out because I thought it'd be funny to go watch it with a friend, and indeed it was funny because of how predictably whatever the plot is. That when now there's like, you know, I jump off when there's like a sequel unless something really crazy is going on that might be exciting, like, you know, Metroid Prime 2 with the Dark World or whatever, but or Resident Evil 2 Raccoon City. But yeah, I agree that like horror games and horror media just tend to jump the shark too much, and I think it's just because most of these stories are written as like a one and done or a few and done, and then they just overstate their welcome to the point that because they want to continue. I got Silex jump scare. I got fedied by Sea Lukes. Like by that point, like you might as well just make it a new continuity is all I say. Like, you could just Resident Evil 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 could have just been like a reboot, but it's like a new continuity that doesn't take into account the other games. Indie studio versus actual indie studio, at least still FNAF 6 if I recall correctly. Yeah, of course. Like, I consider Fetty not to be indie the moment it was not made by Scott.
I'm just gonna say that Five Nights at Freddy's, at least like what this wiki considers the mainline games, it almost has the same amount of mainline games as Resident Evil.
That is crazy. That got you too, yeah. Yeah. Now I'm afraid that Celux is in my ears. Chris.
Yes.
Gosh, I can't see shit in this room. It's so bright outside today.
You're so bright today.
No, thank you, man. I feel very eepy. Boy, I appreciate it. Hey, I thought it was gonna be like, yay. Yay! Yay! Can we get another one?
No, there it is. Reading.
Alright, that's not gonna get me, because I was already prepared for the Celux jump scares, but thank you for the Celux jump scare.
That was me.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I can add more sound effects to the soundboard chat. I don't know if there's a particular sound effect. Soon you'll be able to also change like other stuff on the stream through those points, including interacting with Epion over here, which is the little chibi next to me.
At this point,
Yeah,
I'll say add the Ridley scream.
that's a great idea actually. I'll do that after the stream because I need to go and edit it and make it in quick. But once you manage to do the overlay stuff, it'll be even more funny to include because I could probably even make animations for it or whatever. The book is Fernie and fits perfectly in the indentation. The Book of Curses. Hello there, chat. How are you doing?
But we're gonna need to put a cooldown on the Ridley one. For very obvious
yeah,
reasons.
you know, the Ridley one will have a longer cooldown than the others. Alright, let me go get some extra. Oh, Fifi. I redeemed it to change overlay to red earlier. Ah, is that still on? That shouldn't be active. Because it's still not in.
Shouldn't, because it doesn't do anything. I need to go down to the mods channel and give you back your points.
Says that I have it offline, so I'll double check that later.
Baby Metroid, make overlay red. Reject and refund. There we go. Break and refund.
Lizard.
Play a YouTube video that's just silence, occasionally broken by Neo Ridley Shriek. Also interact with Vipion, like CC Bot from Scott Falco streams. Yes. The idea is to more or less make it like CC Bot from Scott Falco, but perhaps not as as animated as CC. Just giving that this is like a you know, just one PNG type of stuff, but like small beginnings.
You're a PNG.
I'm a PNG. Also, please Neil. Okay, sure.
Please, Lionel, what?
Besides, making contact with alien races, it's not always the solar storm we think it'll be. We don't need faith and tech as crutches, not when words can bridge the gap between worlds. We have a prime example of that right here. Right?
You get 2 Neils over there. Lizard. Look at that. That's a lot of images and videos. What if I told you, like, there was at one point when Xenoblade X came out that my Switch was just, like, maxed out capacity from just screenshots and videos of the game. And I've been deleting them. I still have that many. The Book of Curses. The 4 masks. A mask that speaks no evil. A mask that smells no evil. A mask that sees no evil. A mask that cannot speak, smell, or see evil. When no 4 fall into place, evil will awaken.
So it's an evil mask.
There's 4 of them. How convenient that Brain says that they're gonna lurk after watching me. What do you think of the idea of a bioweapons that is portrayed in fiction? Do you even find them terrifying, such as Metroids and Resident Evils? Yes, but an evil resident mayhaps. I do find the concept of bioweapons to be one of my favorite like types of horror, because when it's used in the same way as Metroid, that it adds to, it's not just body horror and like weaponized stuff, but also like the psychological effects that might come through it and stuff like that. So like the way the space pirates paint Project Helix and how they believe that the Metroid's power of stealing life energy will lead to their ascension and all this other stuff is what makes that aspect of bioweapons much more horrifying than in normal media and stuff. I also like it when it's like the Metroids where, you know, when it's just like a bioweapon, like Nemesis is just like big zombo guy made to take over the world and stuff like that, I fall asleep a little bit. But when it's like a Metroid in that sense of the floaty jelly beans, that they have like a bigger purpose lying underneath it all that only helps compound how like dangerous and spooky they are, which is when I start to find it really more of a horror. So I think, thank you for this, for the babby. So like it really depends on the angle. With that said, I still find concepts like Nemesis to be absolutely terrifying. Not to like play it down, but when other media just makes like, oh, I grabbed people and I made them into weapons, caress. I find it less terrifying than say, and I'm only saying this one because of like I'm in playing it, but like Sea of Stars has something along those lines. That the way the game and the angle of the story is what makes it scary and stuff like that. Imagine a Resident Evil Metroid crossover. I've been saying this for years, but the perfect spin-off for a Metroid game is a Federation trooper in a survival horror type of aspect trying to survive a space station until Samus shows up for the rescue or some other shit. Like, there's a parallel universe in which Beyond is not a Metroid Prime 4 game, but it's like you play as Nora or whatever, and you're trying to save Duke, Tokawi, and Mackenzie from the Grievers until, like, whatever happens. And that way it could be fun. You could even make it about like Zero Suit Samus, and then she slowly starts to build back the armor via the power-ups that you collect and stuff like that. The survival horror games like Resident Evil already have a lot of that Metroidvania ingrained into their games, which is why I like them so much. With like, you know, this mansion, go around in circles. Oh my gosh, the swallows. They're so cute. Sorry, I keep getting distracted if I look out my window because there's a flock of swallows flying around. There's nothing before here but a bunch of knickknacks. There doesn't seem to be anything useful. Like, I really think it would be so good. Pretty sure this game has some burps to look at. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that there's an area with burps, but I don't really remember. I don't really recollect a lot of the game. Because this is one of those GameCube games that I unfortunately have lost to the sands of time. And only recently repurchased, so... The wooden mount. I believe I needed this for the piano. Really? You people have thought about a Resident Evil Metroid crossover? Not necessarily a crossover, but like not Resident Evil X Metroid as that type of a crossover, but that there's a Metroid spin-off like Federation Force or Other M, if you may. That just happens to be more angled like a survival horror game rather than what those games were. Like I feel that a survival horror Metroid spin-off would still feel more Metroid-y, and you just structure it like the Resident Evil Mansion or Raccoons or Resident Evil 1 or 2 type of stuff. Maybe even 4. Doing shotgun shells, wooden plank. I don't need this. I don't need that. Gosh, I love this song.
And that song loves you.
Aw. So yeah, I feel like if you make it a survival horror, be it Resident Evil or Silent Hill, just to name a few, or even like, you know, Dead Space. It's like, I would say Metroid survival horror. It's sci-fi, takes place in space, it's got to do with the same type of X-Parasite, cosmic horrors that like the Metroid universe. So, it's just that I think Nintendo's too afraid of making survival horror games or anything that's like remotely adult nowadays. Because I can't really remember when was the last time they made a game that felt like catered towards adults and not just like rated T that tends to have like more adult-y themes similar to Xenoblade X.
Like first party? Never.
Exactly. Well, Eternal Darkness.
Oh, that's right. Wait, Eternal Darkness was first party?
Yes. It's not made. It's like made by Silicon Knights, but it was produced by Nintendo for Nintendo by Nintendo. It's a Nintendo game.
Yeah, no, first party then.
Yeah.
I honestly thought the Eternal Darkness was third party.
No, yeah, it's first. But even then, like they had commissioned Capcom to make like Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 1 exclusives, remake exclusives for their system. Like even if they weren't,
no, but that's different.
Even but what I'm trying to say is that even if they themselves are not doing these more adult-themed games, they would find other studios and collaborate with them or give them the funding to bring it over to their systems.
There is in that case there is another one besides the Resident Evil games. Bayonetta, even though it's not horror.
No, that doesn't. Oh my gosh! I wouldn't. Thanks for the silence. Yeah, Resident Evil Bayonetta fits with the adult.
The adult, yeah. And
even then, the adultness of Bayonetta just comes from how bloody and sexual she is, and less because of the story or the themes about the game.
Conquer Bad Fur Day is another one.
Yeah, exactly. But that was before the GameCube died. I really think that the GameCube not doing so much in sales was basically what, in my conspiracy theory, made Nintendo turn into Mega Ultra Omega Baby mode from the Wii onwards, because it just...
Yeah, no, 100%. Something on the GameCube
my
airs
gosh.
what Nintendo
Anthony?
switched their motif on Wii.
Where are you at, boy? I remember you. Come back. But yeah, it was that, because, like, you know, the GameCube was the most powerful system of its generation, and it had 4 controller ports and all this other stuff. So, like, there's a part of me that, like, I feel that even that was felt in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, where, like, they had it, like, on paper, the perfect game to make it all about, like, a psychological horror, in which Celux has been messing with Samus his entire time, or whatever, Lamorne, through the Psychic Stones and whatever, but no, we gotta make it an MCU military movie halfway through it that just removes the horror. We know what the Metroids were created to be, the predators that eradicated the X-Parasites, so do you believe that Metroids are also very effective against other parasites and bioweapons? Yes, because the Metroids are designed to just siphon life energy. The scan logs in the original Prime even say that the space pirates trying to study how it works. They're like, well, we can't really decipher what it's doing because it's not like removing any important bodily fluids or something from the host that it's eating. But the moment they're done, the host becomes a husk and it dies. So if it alive or sort of animated, Metroid can eat if it's biologically, I guess. Anthony haunts this mansion after the events of Other M. No, this is gonna be where Mackenzie haunts us. Anthony's too much of a homie. I generally do like Anthony. But then again, it's also coming from the guy who likes Other M, but I won't defend the shortcomings that it has, because oh boy. Special instructions for the disposal of dead bodies. We have big new information regarding those beings. They may appear to be dead, but in fact are capable to come back to life. However, there are ways to prevent them from becoming active. Incineration, destruction of head. This mansion was actually his retirement home. Until Wesker came up. I mean, Chris. Chris. If further methods are discovered, you will be notified immediately. Meanwhile, those of you who still have the will to live, oil has been placed on the first floor of the mansion. Take as much as you need. You'll need something to light it with, which you need to find by yourself. Yeah, well, I need Barry to give me the lighter. A fuel canteen, yes please. I'll do a safety save here just to be... Hold up, I'll just put this in. Somebody in the chat is saying that Nintendo peaked at the GameCube. The very idea of getting consoles that has 2 incredible 3D Mario games and 2 incredible 3D Zelda games feel near impossible today. Oh, but the GameCube only had the 1 3D Mario game.
That is true.
It
was only Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, it was just Sunshine.
And Zelda, it was only Wind Waker and
Twilight Princess.
Technically Twilight Princess, yeah.
And Four Swords.
Well, Four Swords was an expansion of the Game Boy Advance one.
But it's its own game. It's not really as
the GameCube one.
Yeah.
I thought you needed the Game Boy Advance thingy to play with.
To play multiplayer, but if you're playing it single player, you just basically had like another Zelda game.
Ah, okay.
Metroid, not Mario. Oh, okay.
Well, but you count it as a
my
grade.
Bad. My bad.
To the game.
I don't know how to read today. Yeah, I did have 2 Metroid games, but so did the Wii. So did the Switch. So did the 3DS.
You count this the ones on the Switch as two Metroid games?
Metroid,
Oh wait, yeah, because
Metroid
it's
Dread
Dread
Prime
and
4.
no, Dread and there's three. Dread and the other one.
Prime 4 and Remaster?
No, the one before Dread.
Samus Returns was a 3DS game.
Oh, that was 3DS. That's right.
Don't mind me, Chad. I clearly did not graduate from second grade reading class. I'm a farce. But yeah, I do agree that it feels like from a gameplay perspective, like something had reached a pinnacle during or plateaued on the GameCube. Not to say or imply there wasn't some banger games in the Wii and generations onwards. So, okay, maybe I should clarify when I mean 3D Metroid games, I'm referring to Metroid Prime. Yeah, but you know, it's still I still would say that a Metroid game is Metroid game. 3D or 2D, Prime or not. At least in my opinion. A chessboard carved from ivory. The game appears to end it in a checkmate. More ammo. Thank you. But yeah, I think they could, like... Dog Weasel. Crumpled memo. Today, Spencer told me to hide something where no one could find it. Well, I had this idea. I figured if I could somehow have it protected by dangerous animals like the vicious canines that live here, no one will be able to get near it. As far as I can tell, the mud is always hanging around the second floor balcony on the west side of the terrace. And he ought to come running at the sound of the doggy whistle. This is where you come in. The thing is, I reckon you're the only person that can get near the damn doggies without risking serious mauling. Which means only you can put this collar on him. The object that Sir Spencer once hidden is concealed inside. You're the only person I can trust with this. Of course, you'll get something out of it as well. Remember that a certain item that you've always wanted to get hold of? Well, in exchange for your services, I might be able to get it for you. This could work out for the both of us. John Tolman. And this is why the guy in Crow Country is called Tolman. But it's T-O-L-L, I believe. He's the guy who's working for Edward Crow in the same way this guy's working for Spencer. Back when sequels to games only took 2 or 3 years. Well, but there's also the fact that video game development has become much more complicated and much more ballooning in recent years than last time. And with things like Metroid Prime 2 that came out 2 years after the first one is because they could just recycle basically the same gameplay of the original game and just tweak things around it, or they didn't need to start from the ground up as much as they have to today, or because the game and the graphics and all this other stuff isn't so overly HD and complex, there was less chances of particular bugs. So there's also the fact that with games being more complex today, you need more people working on it, which means more time management and team management, and that takes more time than like small indie team or small teams that are all focused on the same thing.
Pre-production is really important.
Yeah. Pre-production is omni-important. Without the proper pre-production, you're just basically walking into you're dooming yourself. Uses of medicinal herbs. It is well known that the fact that there exist many plants that are credited with medicinal healing powers. Since ancient times, mankind that has changed just knew they could not change society. It's been healing wounds and diseases using various plants. In this book, we will sample 3 herbs that are natives of the Arklay Mountains and briefly outline each of the medicinal qualities. Each herb has a distinct color and distinct medicinal quality. The green herb recovers physical strength. Blue herbs neutralizes natural toxins. However, the red herb has no real effects by itself. We have found that mixing red and green results in magnified effects. We will outline the effects of red herbs when mixed with other herbs when we have more data. Meanwhile, feel free to experiment on your own, for future knowledge is only acquired through experience. There is light there. Now I can kill Sambo. Spit. Thank you, Mewtwo. Can Metroid crawl? Yes. Jill has some whimsy left in her. I think she still has some. I can already imagine how Metroids can be very effective against most monstrous bioweapons made from the Umbrella Resident Evil. Yeah, I mean, it's just because in the Metroid games, like, those suckers just like fuck everything up no matter what you are, you know? Same as the X-Parasites. Those guys have been enough. They just want a damn hug. The world's a hard place. Yeah, well, I would be I'd be fine giving them a hug if it didn't mean at the cost of my fucking esophagus. And humanity. Oh, yeah. Plus, they already ate my friend. What do you mean it's not necessary to use this now? I want to burn the Zombo, gang. There we go. I guess I wasn't standing on the right. While Tears of the Kingdom was mechanically impressive, I feel like it took too long to make, especially with its map being mostly the same. What do you mean lackluster story? Don't you love the idea of spending $60, $70 extra dollars to hear the canonical events of the game you just spent $70 to get in the first place?
I wouldn't say mechanically impressive, because the system itself has been done. They didn't have to reinvent the wheel.
The Ultra Hand, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All of those are mechanics that existed before.
I will say I agree with like that. I think they, for the amount of time and hype and stuff,
that they
and
spent,
the extra $10 that they took to develop a sequel, that like I was hoping for it to just be completely new territory, than just being a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild or whatever.
Same.
Or if it was gonna be like a direct continuation of Breath of the Wild, that it would highlight and make up for, like, alright, if Breath of the Wild didn't have much of a story like the other Zelda games or stuff, it would add more of it, or like villages and the Sky Islands or the depths and stuff that would shed more light towards the Zonai culture and all of this. But like, I don't know, maybe I can spend more money to hear the canonical events. I like this howling music. Yeah, no, I love this song. I have like an hour or 2 hour long mix of it. Alright, now with those zombos dead and having the doggy whistle. How are we doing, Jill? I guess I could go try get the shot. It's like I can't wait to buy Federation Force 2 so I can see the canonical events of Buros. Sometimes good music should depress you. Oh, absolutely. I think it's good music if it manages to invoke such an emotion on you in general in the first place, rather than being like, I like song. It's ready to fall apart. But what I'm saying is, it just feels like so many games take forever to make, where they just don't feel like the quality matches the time it took. I think that that's more like I agree with what you're saying, but a few like asterisks at the end of it. One, like we were saying, game development has ballooning, and the main suspects that suffer from it are the AAAs, and among those are Nintendo, who need to like continue to push the envelope as far as they can and stuff like that. So and then, you know, that also comes with development troubles and stuff like that just make it that a game might take a little bit longer, which causes an audience to get higher expectations than they need to be. A game taking 6 years is no, like, you know, it's relatively compared to what it used to be 2 or 3 years before. And with the day and age that we live today compared to like the GameCube era, where we have the internet, and so Nintendo can keep teasing and announcing the Tears of the Kingdom or whatever sequel way in advance, and when it's ready to come out, it just creates a higher expectations than back in the day where you would just know that a game was made because you saw it on the Nintendo Power and it's coming out next month type of stuff. And then it just means that, you know, if you don't like with that, it just means you need to stray away from AAA and looking in indie devs that take the same 2 or 3 years from older games and they come out with different products. But I just feel like these points affect mostly to Uncle Nintendo and like stuff. There's things like Ultra Kill, which took 2 years to add a new layer, and compared to AAA stuff, that was actually worth it. Yeah. Same with this, same with this, same with this, same with like this and stuff like that.
And even some AAA do add content that adds another layer to the but that's basically relatively. It depends per studio, depends per company, and the bigger the company is, the bigger the decisions need to make.
Not only that, but also per game franchise and stuff. So the answer to that is just expect less from the big guys like Nintendo and Sony and whatever, and just start looking more at the indie guys who are making the same type of games you might want from the bigger studios. That's at least what I'm doing. Like nowadays, I'm more excited over a Nintendo partner showcase than an actual proper Nintendo Direct, because of those main reasons. Look, a burp. Burp. No, you got games. There's so many, you know, even Balatro, Game of the Year Balatro. Bing, 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 you know? This, you know, since the Switch moving forward, I feel like where it's felt the most with these issues, and I've just like, no more AAA. There's nothing of interest here. Just the traces of something burned here. That's even like applied to Capcom and stuff like that. Where I feel like they just have to make the games ultra HD, mega, whatever, realistic graphics and whatever, and then you just sacrifice the accessibility or even art direction from certain games. Especially nowadays that they just, you know, all use the same Resident Evil engine. It's an impressive engine, don't get me wrong. It's so clean, but when it's like Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, and like Devil May Cry all share like the same. It's like not even fan games. I've also like, because I've noticed that like by chasing fan games, I'm just sort of chasing. I want this to be this IP instead of like, well, maybe there's a dev out there that is trying to give me like, say, Metroid, right? I don't need to stick to a Metroid fan game unless I just want to see Samus and Metroid and go, I know what that is. Then like, all right, I'll try Blasphemous, Shantae, Hollow Knight, or several other indie games that come with their own universe and the same type of experience for the first time whimsy as Metroid in itself. That at times I even wish that some of these indie projects just became fan game projects, just became their own story and with their own game and stuff. Fuck that, play the same 6 games? I mean, that's also a thing that I do, but that's for a different reason. It's just because I find it zen. And, I mean, it's not my problem that the 6 games have more infinite replay value than the $70 Pokemon schlop.
Remember me?
Oh God, what did I do now? Wesker! Barry!
Wesker?
Help!
Great.
Jill! You in there?
Barry?
Is this
Get
your
me out of
car?
here. The door's jammed!
Stand back! Grab my hand!
Yay!
Hey, what's...
Hold up, I got the original CD. For afterwards.
Barry.
That was a close one.
You were
A
almost
second late. You would have fit nicely into a sandwich.
Really? Thanks. But Barry, didn't you say you were going back to the dining room to find other clues? I'm glad and all, but why are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check. Anyway, we should get back to searching for Wesker and Chris.
Chris.
Thanks, Barry.
Barry.
I owe you one.
Don't mention it.
What a great guy. Oh my god. Alright, that Silex also got me.
What's going on?
Jill? Is that you, Jill? What happened?
Barry? Help me, please. The door won't open. Quick!
Stay away from the door, Jill. I'm gonna kick this door down. Hurry! This way!
Oh, Barry!
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life. But Barry...
I love that line. I really wish Capcom would sell like the original Resi, you know, like the and Resi 2 and stuff. I think that with another thing I could add to the video game thing that we've been talking about is that a lot of it is also like the expectations that come from players have just like skyrocketed, right? That nowadays a game needs to do like 50 different things for it to be like game of the year or whatever, and much more complex and whatever. So like, if not, people would just be like, ah, it's whatever, there's nothing to do, or the game is, you know. I remember when Metroid Dread came around, a lot of people were going like, $60 for this and type of stuff, you know? Or like, I guess there's people like me that are like, ah, sweet. And I've been replaying Metroid Dread forever. In the bathroom. It doesn't look like it's been in service for a while. Should take the toilet paper rolls. Kiska D, yeah, Killer D actually was fighting a Caracara today again, because the tree where they're making a nest has a lot of fruit, and I'm assuming the Caracara wants some of that fruit. So I once again heard the bullying. It looks like the water still works. It's full of dirty water. Remove the plug. And those were Rufus named Wrens. Copium that they'll make a bundle of the OG RE trilogy for this anniversary. Oh, it would be great. Like, I kid you not, I would love it. Like, they already put the Dino Crisis games on Steam that I don't know when they would also put the original Resident Evil games. Like, today of all days would have been perfect. The stomp! See, it's like it's cutscenes like these where it also helped like sell that it's spooky because like it's the way Jill and the others react to the situation. They're supposed to be like trained military personnel, and like even Leon to an extent, because like he's still like, you know, how do their eyes work? Whose eyes? The zombies or the birds? I mean, they're rotting. True. I mean, they could also be using the sense of smell type of stuff, and like you know, different zombies have different parts of their bodies rotting at different intervals. I don't know. Zombie magic. There's some carotene over here. It's like seeing a completely clean skeleton move. What do you got against Shadley? You take the chemical to use on plants? Yes. Yeah, Shadley's just a skeleton. He's a silly skeleton. This is where the doggies comes in. Ignore the doggies, just ignore the doggies. Keep going. Oh, Jill, no. Fucking doggies. Doggy. Bad doggy. Me scared? Never. I wasn't panicking. Hey, I'm not completely clean skeleton. I generally forgot to shower every once in a while. You don't have enough blue mana to tap for an extra shower between main phases.
Barry.
Oh, Jill. Got any good news?
Other than
I
I'm still
understood the
alive
joke.
in this madhouse? No.
Can't say it's much safer here either. We'd better secure our escape route first. There's gotta be a back door somewhere.
All right then, let's split up again.
See you later.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Lizard.
Lizard? Oh. Wow. I forgot to remove the laser. My bad, guys. Thank you for the... Nobody mentioned it. Guess. You didn't miss much. I just grabbed some, I grabbed some resources. I ran from 2 doggos, and that was it. I should probably go to the save room and drop all this by. Just do a quick circle. But they're not doggos, they're Zombo doggos. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Swallow almost flew into my house. That would have been great. I would have operated my mosquitoes or whatever. Door. Alright, save room. Gotta fight the doggos with a doggy whistle. Definitely want to bring shotgun. Huh? Yeah, me too. I love this music as well. I find it both soothing and eerie. I don't know. I love it. Makes me want to have a whiskey with an old friend. Well, maybe we can have a whiskey together someday. Even if it's through voice chat. I love whiskey. I think that for me, it's a tie between that and gin. Oh no, who's this? Hold up, I gotta do a funny.
Time to remove someone from the chat.
Yeah. Bye.
I was literally clicking on the fucker.
You're too late. There we go. You're ruining our bro moment. Yeah, for sure. Fucking robots. Abominable intelligence detected. Well, unfortunately, you know, my blood won't be their fuel. There we go. I am the... We're back.
Lizard, 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 lizard.
But yeah, there's like, they put this website, for the 30th anniversary of Resi. But it unfortunately doesn't like also come with like, hey, here's like the classic games or whatever. It's just more just buy Requiem, you know? Which, hey, fair. It's a new Resident Evil game that just came out. But there's no end of sentence. It's just but. There is also like an overlong animation at the beginning that you gotta sit through before you get to see all the cool, like, original stuff that they made for the anniversary, because they made this cool graphic with Chris and Jill and the others. To our beloved fans of the Resident Evil series, today marks the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil. We want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all fans who have supported us along the way since the release of our first game in March 22nd, 1996. Last month we released Requiem with the return to Raccoon City, the place where it all began. We combined the two hearts of the series, horror and action, and packed them both into one title. And now Requiem has reached over 6 million players around the world. Thank you so much. Our team will continue to work hard to bring you even more wonderful experiences in the future, and it will be an honor if you continue along with us on that journey. Thank you for your support, the Resident Evil producers. Meanwhile, Nintendo is like, oh, Mario Galaxy movie. Oh, no game, just movie.
And Zelda, nothing.
Zelda? Okay, what about Metroid, man? Zelda at least got a 25th Orchestra Symphony and the 30th anniversary graphics and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, there's Samus over there just waiting for a game. Are you secretly Charles Martinet? Yeah, that's why your uncle that works at Nintendo will never tell you, man. Oh, especially the Leon fans that don't play the game at all. I could stay here for like literally the entire stream and just talk. I'm not even gonna lie. This song is just my favorite. They do have some new merch. I do like the logo of the 30th anniversary. It's just a raccoon with like the glasses and a party hat. I find that to be super cute. Baby Metal Resident Evil. Wow.
I like Baby Metal.
I like Resident Evil. You must log in with a Capcom ID to see this part of the website? What are you smoking, Capcom? No. Why? I don't know. I'm not gonna register an account just for that, man. No. Oh, there's a new Nemesis shirt. And then they just put PNGs of their game covers into t-shirts. I also gotta say I've not been a fan of the Resident Evil covers in general, because it's just dudes standing in front. Oh my gosh, they have one shirt with the Umbrella logo in RPD. Alright, those are cute. Stars? Alright, base? BSA. Croco. They made a shirt with the chainsaw guy. Leon S. Kennedy. Oh, there's a typewriter one. That's cool. And the rest is just here's waifu husbando PNG on a shirt. I do like the minimalistic ones that's just like RPD or the Umbrella logo. And it's just that. Capcom is capping. For Mario's 40th anniversary, we got a Yoshi game that looks like the one of those mobile app scam games. Not even, we have a Mario movie. Oh! A Jack Black! Chris Pratt! He's so cool! Oh! I don't know what this bit is. Oh, Chris Pratt's so cool, but my system cost $450. Use parts from 2017. Oh! If I had to go for a while, did Jill kill Nemesis yet? Well, this is, no. But this is also not 3. Stars. No. I'll take the much safer way. I have the lighter. We were looking at the merch. Well, I was looking at some of the merch that they put out for the anniversary. there was also working on a Zelda movie with the people that made Force Awakens. No, it's even worse than that. The live-action Zelda movie is being written by the and produced by the same guy who decided to bring you the sentence, "Somehow Palpatine returns."
And also the same guy that brought you very popular movies as Death Race, 1 to 7.
It's clear that since the moment Nintendo decided to go with the Sony Pictures and Illumination, that like their target was not making these compelling pre-production heavy films that have some heart into it, but how can we make it as quick and cheap as possible that could cater to as big as a demographic so it can make as much money as possible type of stuff. I haven't even watched the trailers of the new Mario movie because I just don't care.
I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna watch any of the trailers because nowadays movies have a really bad tendency of showing you the movie on the trailer.
I don't feel like the Mario movie is worth my money in, or my time, or my neurons. Given how much there's like so much media out there today, right? And so much media coming out at such a rapid pace that I feel like nowadays it's just picking and choosing my battles rather than seeing. And that picking and choosing also comes with, if I don't care if it's a video game movie of an IP that I know, like they could be making a Metroid movie, but I'm not gonna go watch it. Stream is stuttering for me. It might be my connection. I've been seeing my OBS dip into the lows, which is also why I've sort of stopped into a few of the rooms to just make sure that it's not just my internet gonna be like die. Hollywood is focusing on video game movies like how they did with superhero movies. Yeah, because like the problem is the more people go watch Mario movies and Zelda movies and Sonic movies, the more Hollywood would be like, well, we don't need to make a script in a world and an original idea when people will just go watch the Mario movie because they know who Mario is. And it's way cheaper for us to just make a whatever movie about Mario and make it a star-studded cast of people that people know, and they'll go watch it. Same as the Sonic movies. It's the same kind of schlop as Pokemon, but in movie format. And not to mention the Jurassic Park movies. Lines carved into the relief, glow in the red intense heat. Oh, I know I could imprint the map, but I think I need another piece of paper. It's also the fact that, like, you know, I did watch the original Mario movie for the Ponies, but then I was like, alright, the one and done is kind of whatever. The only thing I'm impressed about Sonic movies is that they got Jim Carrey 4 times in a row. Well, that's a different can of worms, but it has to do more with Jim Carrey's career and Moni than necessarily his attachment towards the IP or movies, to be honest.
Like, he will always do a good job regardless, but it also mean he is tied to the IP. Or personally likes the IP.
Like, I love Jim Carrey, but, like, it's no longer the you know, there's this gap in the middle with his career and stuff like that. So it also feels like by jumping into the Sonic movie, he can make a lot of money, you know. Sure of that, but, like, out of my any movie series to get tied to, why Sonic? Because money.
Money, like Jim Carrey.
Why?
Like, if you
Why
take
else?
consideration,
Why else? Sonic makes a lot of money these days, and I consider Sonic to be a schlop as Pokemon.
Yeah,
you know.
And not only that. I mean, if you take in consideration to like the last time he made a movie to when he made Sonic, that's a lot of time without a career.
Yeah.
So it's more like timing than anything else.
It's also a way for him to like embed himself into the, you know, into the younger demographic nowadays who love the Sonics and watching the Sonic movies and screaming about Shadow being in Sonic 3 at the end of the movie type of stuff. Because then they'll associate that with him. It's the same reason why Chris Pratt and Jack Black and the others are crazy about being in the Mario movie, you know? Most of these celebrities require the, you know, the constant flow of money and popularity zeitgeist. to sustain their careers. It's the same way. It's the same reason why the great Oscar Isaac is now Poe Dameron and Duke Leto Atreides and like what was his name? Moonlight in Marvel and Apocalypse and you know, easier paychecks. So green herbs growing here, but there's only enough for few uses. You had treated your wounds. Jack Black with a Minecraft movie? Yeah, same as the Mario movie. Oh my gosh, like, I'll be honest, I didn't find the Peaches bit to be funny.
I'm gonna be honest, I like Jack Black when he's not being Jack Black.
Yes. I think that Jack Black is a very talented artist in general, from a musical perspective, from a humor perspective, and all this other stuff. But the thing is that in the current zeitgeist, we don't really value much a quality as much as we do A, quantity, and B, memeability. Doggy whistle. You two, look away.
I don't see it happening, honestly. Because as much as the community loves Metroid, Metroid's not that big of an IP to make a film about it. Or at least in the eyes of Hollywood.
Yeah. Jack Black acts like a parody of himself. Yes, and that's the part that it's kind of sad.
Because I'm pretty sure what they tell him, because I don't blame the guy, I'm pretty sure what they tell him, hey, just be yourself.
This is why we can't have nice things. Yeah, of course. This is precisely why.
When Jack Black behaves like Jack Black, but within the character that he's supposed to play, is when he works like Kung Fu Panda. Like, that's one time that I can think of where, like, Jack Black behaving like himself, but as the character that he's playing works.
Yes, I too play fetch with my shotgun every day. Yeah, because you're a skeleton. You don't have any organs to worry about. Originally, this is where I stopped playing Resident Evil 1 Remake. I'm glad I replayed it, lol. About Metroid, not Jack Black. Yeah, I know, me too. I'm very happy, but at the point is, I feel like when, you know, I can't wait to see, like, because we go back to, like, the Metroid movie, and then people will be like, Brie Larson needs to play Samus in the Metroid movie, or blank artist, where I'm like, we just don't, it should be animated, first of all, and then second of all, just, no, we don't need just a celebrity, because celebrity likes a certain IP. This is just people trying to put themselves into the cultural zeitgeist in our eyes. Now that you think of Sonic, you'll relate it to Jim Carrey. Now when you think of Mario, you'll think of Chris Pratt and Charlie Day and all these other people, you know?
I do want to say that at least Charlie Day does a good job at.
I just don't think that we need a Metroid movie, is all I'm saying. I don't think that the stories from Metroid really fit a movie demographic. Because nobody will do a movie because we already have a Metroid movie that's been out since the 70s. It's called Alien. Just go watch Alien.
Honestly, Metroid, I don't know. I don't think Metroid narrative works on another type of media outside game.
Maybe mangas and books and stuff like that, but that's a different, you know.
Kind of worms.
I just don't think that we need a Metroid movie. I think trying to adapt every game into movies is kind of lame. Yeah, the whole thing is lame. It's as lame as trying to adapt a movie into a video game. Back in the days, the movie tie-in games and stuff. It's a video game movie is no different than a Marvel superhero movie. It's just, I know what that is, therefore branding and selling the movie is a lot easier because you already know the IP behind it. I just think of the Ouroboros snake eating itself when it comes to the Sonic movies and the Mario movies and the Five Nights at Freddy movies and all these other things and sequels and remakes, you know? I guess I'm not being capable of associating myself to these names. Could be considered a superpower at this point. No, yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I'm only sort of like, I don't consider myself associated, but like, I know them just because, well, I work in making movies and stuff anyway, so. Like, they adapt The Last of Us into a TV show. All you get is zombie show without what made the game special. Mostly with remakes, too. Yeah, you know, even the Resident Evil remakes. You know. There's a lot of the thing that is just lost. And it's just sad when I see people say, I'll go watch it just because of blank. And it's like, well, thanks for contributing to the problem. Might have mentioned in the past, but some call me Johnny. Johnny Senpai wrote a Metroid screenplay, made a video of himself reading it with storyboard images he commissioned. Oh, really? No, wait, I didn't think that was Johnny. I thought that was the guy from Game Explain. That was a friend of Johnny's. I could be mistaken. But even, like, I even had, like, at a point where I said, like, I had my own ideas from a Metroid show. But then I realized it would have been way more interesting if it was its own different world. Rather than just... and so we have Samus, and then I need to have Ridley. And whatever, you know? You know? And from that, I just, like... I just kept... It just kept becoming its own separate thing. Hold up a minute, this one's more cough. No, yeah, it wasn't Johnny. Johnny was just sort of like showing it in the video and stuff, because it was his friend. I remember specifically because I had reached out and sent a tweet, just showing my interest and saying all this other stuff and just try to be like, hey, if you ever need an editor, I'd be willing to help. Not necessarily asking for much money, I just want to help contribute to a project and whatever, but then I started doing my own stuff instead of just trying to make a Metroid script, because why limit myself to the IP that somebody else made when I can give you guys, or anybody else, something new and original, you know? The old Metroid show is just each episode being its own thing. Samus takes different bounties, but with different streaming stuff. They probably wouldn't do that. I mean, but for those, why not just make it about somebody else? Why does it need to be Samus? Why does it need to be Metroid? Is my question. Why not just make it a new universe with its own characters and things that is just sort of slightly inspired by Metroid and Samus or whatever? Why necessarily need to be based around the IP, if not just for the fact that I know what that IP is and I want to see it in a different format. Which at that point, I would rather the resources and the IP be used to make a new game. Fake fan confirmed? Wow, it took you this long? Yeah, I'm just tired. Oh, like, you know. Because it feels more like we're chasing something that we don't really need, just because. You know, we didn't learn when Square Enix tried to make its own Final Fantasy movie back in the day. Oh, hi, Lizard. You're tired because of the save room. No, I'm just tired. I'm just tired because of how our industry has sort of like just ran itself into... Oh! Get out of my hatesy loops. No, you won't. No, I've never claimed to be the biggest fan. You guys just assumed that. So like, I wouldn't mind it so much if like I went into the interview and they were talking about like in this show, for instance. Do you assume I don't know my friend? Yes, I did assume because I love making myself an ass of you and me. It's, you know, it just becomes sort of like monotonous and tired where the video game I'm being sold is Sonic. The movie I'm being sold is Sonic. The comic I'm being sold is Sonic. I cannot escape blank IP, you know? I'll make you eat those words. Sorry, I just saw... I saw a Sonic SA2 and I had to go SA2. Yeah, it's like... It just makes it so I want to be even less about it. You know, they cannot make me watch something I do not wish to. Yeah, I mean, sure, but if they went and do this stuff, you know, it's just like the problem is that instead of making an original movie, we're getting more Mario movie slop. Instead of making an original movie, the budget that the studio is wanting to use is going towards the Zelda live-action movie, the Sonic movie, the Metroid movie, rather than maybe there's somebody out there who's got the next Alien or the next Ultra Kill or the next Signalis or whatever, and it's just like, ah, no, we need to go with a safe bet. Don't forget that the card game you play is Sonic. Yeah, I can't even not escape it because Sonic is even in the card game I play. It's like, we didn't learn from, like, the terrible Resident Evil movies. It's just that oh, Sonic is phony? Because of Jim Carrey. And they did the Sonic Adventure 2. I know what is. So what you're saying is that we should kill Sonic? Yes, and while we're at it, also throw in all of these other IPs I've been mentioning. Let the past die. Oh my gosh, Anthony. Let the past die. Kill it if you have, even if you have to. The money they spend on a single movie, they could have spent it on 1-2 video games. Not necessarily. Video games are way more expensive to produce than movies. And stuff. And then second of all, a lot of the budget on the movies ends just going not necessarily to the people who are animating, like say the Sonic movie, for example, the original one. Remember, everybody remembers Fugly Sonic, right? Well, then they hired a studio to make the nice and pretty Sonic that we all have in the Sonic 4 movie, and the Sonic 3 movie, and the Sonic 2 movie. But because it took so much money to course correct and change this, that studio went under. And so all of those people went out of the job who fixed the Sonic for the Sonic movie because it became too expensive, and we need to find a way to sustain Jim Carrey's budget in the movie, and Keanu Reeves' budget in the movie, and Idris Elba's budget in the movie. That it's the same thing that happens with the Mario movie, because all of these budgets balloon because there's these celebrities who want, you know, of course, all the monies for the rates and whatever to be met versus, you know, the game. And then the second of all is that most of that money isn't not necessarily coming from like the video game studio itself, but the producer movie. Like, Nintendo is not wasting its money on the Mario movie. They're just wasting its money on giving Illumination the license towards the Mario movie. hopefully this means I can actually burn the two of them together. Did that burn both of them? No, I didn't. So like it's also sucks because like there's definitely a lot of like indie filmmakers out there making these phenomenal movies that just get overlooked because Mario movie and Sonic movie and Pokemon movie and whatever movie that's from IP that you know and it has like whatever. That it's a shame because like they tell these very compelling stories. They rely on smaller budgets to get away with being creative about their cinematography and stuff like that. I love the Crimson Helps, but the relief I feel when I was playing Resident Evil 2 original without them is insane, Lamau. So yeah, you know, it's just that like for seeing another IP film, animated show, TV series, I'd rather it just be something new. Hello there, Orpheon. It's me, Jim Carrey. I come to see if you're willing to support my next Sonic movie. All I ask is for you to give me a little, give me a little so many people can enjoy my artwork. You can donate at jimcarrey.scamp.com. Damn. Hey Jim, I'm generally, you're one of my favorite actors of all time. You're part of the reason I love silly movies and silly actors. But I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just the performances and the over the top. I love them. Ace Ventura is still one of my favorite movies. Liar Liar is still one of my favorite movies. Please come back.
Ace Ventura is fantastic.
Please come back. To fair, most of the time, sadly, big budget tip sequels movies overshadow indies. No, yes, but in this case, Ghosty, like what I'm saying is that the problem has only exacerbated because now the cultural zeitgeist from like one area has bled into the other. So it's almost like if in the video games you wouldn't know about Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight just got buried under like the Guardians of the Galaxy video game and the Star Wars Force Awakens video game and all of these movie schlubs, Jurassic World having a video game and all this other stuff, you know? There's a reason why when Markiplier came with his movie, people made a huge deal out of it. At least it looked like that to me as my feed was full of people talking about that. I honestly did not know about the Iron Lung movie.
Yeah, I honestly didn't hear about it until it really came out.
Yeah, which is the problem. Like, I would have probably been more interested about the Iron Lung movie because a indie IP game that I really liked and it seemed like it had a lot of soul and it was like you know, Markiplier showing and flexing some of his artistic muscles and stuff like that, but no, I guess I can go give Illumination, the giant mega corporation, more money. This has become the Resident Evil rant stream. I'm so sorry, chat, but I'm very passionate about this. I just really feel sad about how, like, as a creative, it becomes harder and harder to find references from, like, big productions and stuff that might inspire you. Like, how long until the Sonic movie 3 comes out and it goes 6, 7, you know, or whatever. Hey, Shadow!
What, Sonic?
6, 7.
Fuck you, you little bitch.
Nah, fuck you. Depressed emo boy.
Yeah, that's how the the fourth Sonic movie is
Yeah,
gonna
it's the
go
fourth
like
Sonic
that.
movie in a nutshell, and then they'll bring in. I don't know. I'm with Proco. Sonic 4 should be called Sonic Forces.
Sonic, look, it's our friend, Amy Rose.
Wow.
And look behind her, it's Omega. We're gonna use the power of friendship to defeat Neo Metal Sonic.
Hey Shadow, do you get Ligma too?
Who the fuck is Steve Jobs?
Ligma. Thanks for the bit, you too. To be fair, Resident Evil did some BS too, so this is perfect topic for the stream. The fact that the Sonic movie would do that. Yeah, I mean, it's like I was saying, like, you know, they didn't, the lesson was not learned with the Resident Evil movies. But because Sonic...
The lesson was not learned with the Monster Hunter movie.
Yeah.
You and I saw that shit pirated and we still felt like they owed us money.
They owed us money. Yeah, but that was also like a silly, you know, we were watching it pirated, and B, we were like, alright, we need like an hour to kill. Sonic Movie 6 equals Sonic 06. Sonic Movie 7, Black Knight Secret Rings. Sonic Movie 8, Sonic Unleashed with colors. I just think that Sonic is like like a tumor at this point. And because he's weaponized the meme culture, he won't go away. He'll persist. No, Sonic is dead to me. We're just seeing a zombie Sonic. Sonic has been dead. It's just that they still dangle his corpse. Chris. Croco, can you give us a Chris and the Croco voice? Can you just say the Chris, but with the Croco voice?
Chris! Chris! Chris!
Thank you. Yeah, we'll continue putting Sonic's corpse in SA2 references. Yeah, because we just permeate it. The problem is also us.
Yay!
Thank you for the yay. Croco Wesker. Yeah, he's making the yay virus. Now there's a Crimson head right over here. Okay, who in their right mind paid engineers to make these death contraptions? Can you imagine how hard it'd be for one death trap? How they're even powering them? It's through the power of belief. I believe. Look at Burb. Well, these are ravens. Kind of similar.
You're a raven.
I'm a raven beak.
You are a raven.
I like ravens. You see, Mewtwo, when you're also like, I guess that when you're a mega corporation with advanced technology to make bioweapons and hide them from public viewing altogether, building a death contraption of the shield in a mansion would probably be the easiest, most straightforward thing to do, in my opinion. At least this is some random mansion in the woods. Why RPD built like that, right? Not only that, but this is a random mansion where they were hiding an evil test lab, you know? There's a dead raven inside. Oh. No, ravens are that's like a normal raven. Ravens are giant. Ravens are legit very big.
I'll be back.
Okay, maybe one place. They seem to have a kink of building death traps. Is all I'm saying. Very convoluted ones in caves, houses, buildings, underground layers. I mean, that's the umbrella for you. Oh my gosh, you just stop spooking me. They were hiding an evil lab while also using it to test their bioweapons on stars, while also planning to destroy the evidence. And yeah, Resident Evil 4's opening makes sense. I know, but the bird still mutated. No, that's just a regular sized and behaving raven. There's nothing mutated about it yet. Alright, though, I'm gonna go to a save room and probably call it a stream for today, though. Gotta go make some lunch. Then gotta do some other things. But I'll probably be here like Wednesday and stuff. I'm trying to see if I can do 2 or 3 days a week. So, oh gosh. Suddenly, Silex appearing as a stalker enemy in your personalized copy of Resident Evil 1 Remake. He's the one looking at the feeds from the mansion, and he's confusing Jill for Samus. Because of course, Silex wouldn't know the difference. Umbrella was taken down between 2003 and 2004.
Okay. Remember me?
I do not remember you.
Lizard.
Oh, lizard. I'm gonna try and make it so that when the lizard sound effect plays, it'll show a random picture of the lizard by itself. I'm still working around that. Silex, this is the ultimate weapon. Metroid! Samus laughs. Silex, Samus, stop it. Oh, there's a guy trying to get in here. I think it's the doggy. Where's the Neonail or Elmo button? Soon. Oh, the door open. Now there's that extra zombie. I know that this hallway gets an extra zombie. How spooky. But yeah, you know, it's also kind of the reason I gravitated towards, the same way I gravitated towards indie games and gravitated towards indie filmmaking as well. Why specifically the zombies very loud? Oh, because there's a zombie that's like off camera, but it's by the camera source, so the sound is louder.
Yeah.
He's just standing in the hallway that's before going to the stairs, so that's why he sounds very loud. Alright. So save here. Probably just gonna call it a stream so I can go and have lunch and get to do some other stuff throughout the day. Maybe Wednesday or tomorrow we can continue on Devil May Cry. If Gabe is still around, so that we can.
Devil May Cry is good.
We can see Dante, and then on the
Dante is
on the third day on Friday or Thursday. Continue with a little bit more of Crow Country / Gravity Circuit and stuff like that. So that way we're just alternating the games, and maybe once I'm at least, Crow Country won't take us too long. It's very, very short. I know the game much more to heart than some of the other games I'm playing right now, so I know that for sure won't take us more than a couple of streams to get it done. And what have you. Wasn't able to join on Gab's last stream, was with the GF. Are you gonna stream right now, Gabe, by any chance?
I am gonna stream right now, yes.
So I can at least raid you. You might as well start, because I'm about to win. Right, I keep forgetting to send you the other indie games. Did you see the WYDHT game I sent? Probably, but send it again. It's been a week. So what do you think of the brief monster concept idea? I wrote you the idea. I wrote you my feedback. I think that the idea works. Like, a Nemesis type bioweapon created kind of works. I'm more afraid of the execution if it's like a stalker enemy. That might just gravitate away the gameplay from exploration into combat or run away, which is kind of what happened in Dead Space in those 2 chapters where they had the hunter just chasing you around. But I think like as a story concept, as a boss that maybe you have to fight a couple of times, in a similar fashion to say the Dank Samosa or whatever would probably work a lot better. But like the concept still works well. But yeah, I'm gonna do the script so that way I'll probably do once I'm editing the video, I'll probably have some streams where it's just me editing the video. Because like there's a lot of placeholders for memes and shit posts that I haven't filled, so if anybody has any idea, I can do the shit post and give you a shout out in the video, of course. That is to say that a lot of you guys are already in the special thanks shout outs of the script as is for the ideas and feedback that we've discussed over the video. Oh, I have it in mission for 1. Okay, then that works. As long as it's not like an SAX Emmy type of character where he's just chasing you around. That'll probably be better than that, Post shit? What do you mean post shit? But yeah. Working on that, and then after this Prime 4 video, I'll probably consider either a smaller topic for Metroid, or at least just make a poll to see how interested is the audience on a Lamorne video, assuming somebody else out there hasn't already done one. And then from that, probably just do Crow Country and start shifting towards the other topics that I want to talk, just while we wait for more Metroid content or stuff to show up. But with that said, that's it for me. I'm gonna go and send us towards raiding Gaberino, so that way you guys can go and see Gaberino. I dislike that I have to type your name every time, and I cannot just do this. But with all that said, that's it for me, guys. I'll send you by Gabe's way, so enjoy his stream. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon-ish. Alright, bye guys.